What's going on, everybody? It's your main man back on the scene with another video. Today's episode of Exploring Blaxploitation Movies, which is going to be part 3. So let's get to it. Let's not BS around. So I'm going to start with Tangerine Man. And again, the purpose of this is to see how many of these movies are actually pimps, hustlers, and hoes. That's the stereotype that is believed. Again, most of these I haven't seen since I was a child, but I don't remember it like that. I remember most of them. There was a message in the movie, so I guess it depends on what you take from it. But let's get to it. The Tangerine Candy Man. And this one fits the criteria. Businessman by day, family man. At night he was a pimp, hustler, high roller. And he deletes 2 racist cops, and of course, you know, his life turned out to be effed up. This one fits the criteria. Next we have Car Wash. This one does not fit the criteria. This is basically a bunch of guys goofing off at the car wash. That's the movie. And you have Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Bill Duke is in this one. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, Bill Duke was going to rob the place, but he didn't. One guy talked him out of it, and that's that. So nothing bad happened in the movie. So let's move to the next one. Black Brigade. This was a made-for-TV movie, so I'm not sure if it actually fits the criteria, but we'll include it anyway. Black Brigade or Carter's Army, which is another name. I remember it as Carter's Army. And it was black troops in Nazi Germany. That's it. It's a war movie. This does not fit the criteria of pimps, hustlers, and hoes. And we move to Charley One-Eye. This is a army deserter, the black dude, and a crippled Indian hostage, which is right here, which is actually a white man pretending to be an Indian. And they're trying to avoid a racist bounty hunter. That's the movie. So this does not fit the criteria of pimp, hustlers, and hoes. We have Cleopatra Jones. Cleopatra Jones is a special agent, so that would mean she does not fit the criteria of a pimp, hustler, or hoe. She was a model and special agent who's trying to take down Shirley Winters, the white lady who's the actual pusher in the movie. So, this one. Which is actually, this is a good movie. I like this movie. I got this on DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray. I don't even know if they make a Blu-ray for this. Let's move to the next one. Next one is Cleopatra Jones and the Casino of Gold. Now, the 2 dudes that was in the first movie that she was working with, I can't remember their names. They got taken hostage by the dragon lady in Hong Kong, who is the leader of a drug empire. Sounds something like, what's that? Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon. That was a common thing back then, big drug empires and all that stuff like that. Again, that's what I was saying before, is that was the norm back then. So it depends on how you take it. Coffy. This one kind of fits the criteria of pimps, hoes, and hookers and all that stuff, because she went on the cover or disguised herself as a hooker to get at the people that got our sister hooked on drugs. She was going to take revenge on the people that did that to her sister. So this one fits the criteria. Welcome back, Charleston Blue. This one does not fit the criteria. This one is 2 cops, and this one is a sequel to Cotton Comes to Harlem. And they're investigating these mysterious murders that were done with razor blades. It was a guy who was a vigilante, and he was, deleting, crime guys. So, this does not fit that criteria. Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze is a heist film, crime drama, something like Ocean's Blue or Ocean's 11, whatever. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12. This is something similar to that. So this does not fit the criteria of Pimp Hustlers and Hoes. Cooley High, one of my all-time favorite movies, does not fit the criteria for pimps, hustlers, and hoes, and dealers, and all that good stuff. This is basically high school seniors, and they're doing teenage man stuff. That's what they're doing. That's what the movie's really about. One guy, Preach. What was his name? Glenn Turner is his, his real name, and he's trying to be a playwright. And Cochise, which is what's his name? Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. Used to be on Welcome Back, Kotter, the black dude on Welcome Back, Kotter. He's Cochise, and he's trying to be a pro basketball player. So this does not fit the criteria. Next flick, Coonskin. Oh. Sounds kind of offensive there. I don't think I ever watched this one. From what I got from the synopsis, is just the common theme in a lot of these movies. The crime, the mob. This one's prison, racism, blah 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 blah. So I see where people get that from, because there's a lot of crime, mob stories, but that was the norm in the South. Most of the movies in the South was that. A lot of them was that. Or the ones that made the money, Dirty Harry and the Charles Bronson movies and all. That's where the money was at, action. So, the name, I don't know about that one now. I'm not too fond of that. Cornbread, Earl and Me. This was the first movie I saw Lawrence Fishburne in, and this was about, as you can see, he was trying to be a college. I think he was trying to go to college to be, to play ball. And they were at the store. It was raining. And he was trying to see how fast he could run home. Or they wanted to see how fast he could run home. And there was a crime being committed at the same time. And according to the police, they were just similar. And they didn't see the guy that committed the actual crime. They saw Cornbread. So they shot him. And you see me. That's Lawrence Fishburne. And he was in court telling his story, if memory serves me correct. So this does not fit the criteria of pimps, hustlers, hoes, and hustlers, and drug dealers, and all that good stuff. So the next one is Cotton Comes to Harlem. So this one is about a guy trying to be like Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. It's like he's trying to save the people. But the two main characters, the two cops, believe that he was a charlatan trying to steal everybody's money in Harlem. So this does not fit the criteria. Let's go next. Darktown Strutters. It's a musical. Female bikers, they got conflict with men. That's basically what it is. White bikers, KKK, racism, police, etc., etc., etc. So this does not fit that criteria. Let's move to the next one. Death Dimension. This one is about a scientist creates a weather control device, and he was secretly funded by a gangster and who wanted to use the machine for his own purpose, the whole, the world hostage or something like that. And Jim Kelly is a detective / agent who is out to stop this guy. So this does not fit the criteria of pimp, hustlers, and hoes. Death Drug. This one's about a musician who gets hooked on drugs, which is very common. I've heard plenty of stories about guys, they're having meetings and they're talking bills, and next thing you know, there's a bunch of dope on the table. This is reality, but this is not about pushers and stuff like that. This is about a guy that got hooked on drugs. So this does not fit that criteria of pimps, hookers, and hoes. Next. We got Death Journey. It's about a guy transporting, or a detective transporting a witness. So this is another movie that does not fit the criteria of pimp, hustlers, and hoes. It's Fred Williamson. Let's move to the next. Death of a Snowman. Now, this is not an American movie. This is a South African movie. I'm not sure if it really fits the criteria, but I'll let it slide. Some of this list I don't agree with. It's kind of like just because somebody was black in the movie, it's a Blaxploitation flick. Well, this one is about a black reporter and a white cop team up against the underworld. I don't think I ever saw this one. Maybe I did. I don't know. I doubt it. But this does not fit the criteria. So let's move, keep it moving. This one is Deliver Us from Evil. A janitor, a school teacher, and a disabled boy band together to fight crime in their neighborhood. So since the main protagonists are not pimp, hustlers, and hoes, this does not fit the criteria. Detroit 9000. This is a black cop and a white cop team up to fight crime. So, once again, since the main protagonist does not or is not a pimp, hustler, or a hoe, he does not fit the criteria. Diamonds. It's another heist film. So, this does not fit the criteria of pimp, hustlers, and hoes. Let's keep it moving. Disco 9000. This is a guy, he's got a club, and he wants to play certain music, and there's a record label trying to force him to play their records in his club, and he doesn't want to do it. So there's conflict. This does not fit the criteria for pimps, hustlers, and hoes. Let's keep it moving. Disco Godfather. A retired cop who owns a club. And I believe his brother gets hooked on drugs or something, so he's trying to shut down the local dealer. So again, the main protagonist is not a pimp, hustler, dealer, blah, blah, blah. This does not fit that criteria. So Dynamite Brothers is basically it's a black dude and a Chinese dude. They team up to take down some gangsters, etc., etc., etc. So this one does not fit the criteria since the main protagonists are not pushers, pimps, hustlers, and hoes, and all that good stuff. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.